àìní, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése, ọba tó tó nípa tó kọ̀ tí ò pani tó tún pani mọ́, ọba tó mú wa lọ lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá tó tún mú wa dé láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà lónìí, àwa rohun fáyọ̀ bí òṣọpẹ́, ògo ìyìn ọlá òní forúkọ Ọlọ́run ọba. Father, we give you for safety. Thank you for taking us away last week and bringing us back today. The amazing and laces, everything that you need for your events, fabrics, everything is available at Jewels and Laces. Also have a brand of their business where you can buy maybe Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being there at all times. Also, I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the amazing Celebration International Magazine for their support. If you want your event on magazine, please contact Celebration International Support. If you want your event on magazine, please contact Celebration International Magazine. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're all over the places. Also want to appreciate they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're all over the places. Also want to appreciate the amazing First Rate Global, where you can get someone to get you properties in Nigeria without fear. Also tonight, I want to say thank you to those that have already joined me. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. You know, I always ask for one help every week. And the help I always ask for is that please remind people that the show had started. Every week we bring in amazing topics, intriguing topics that can educate us, that can give us more understanding of what our traditional wedding is all about, and also that can educate us about marriage and marital issues generally. So if you're on this show tonight, you know people that would normally be here. Please tell them the show has started. God bless you, those that already joined us. Some people already joined us on Instagram. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Events by Fumi UK. Thank you so much. Falake Bamidele, Shodunke, MC Abila, and so many other people. Please, if you're on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, you can get us on all those 3 platforms. And please click on the share button. Share. It's so important that you share this show because we want as many people as possible to benefit from this show. I know it's no longer a news, people. It is no longer a news. If you're yet to get a copy of this, we're going to launch it online later tonight. The online the ebook platform is going to be activated tonight or latest by tomorrow morning. We had a bit of delays because we're trying to fix some things on it. So once again, I want to appreciate people that already bought this book and those that have already launched dates. Thank you so much for your support for all the time. Thank you ever so much. I can't thank you guys enough. This book is available on more than 15 platforms. So after tonight's show, I'm hoping I'll be able to send the link out. If not, it will be first thing tomorrow morning. People, I'm just excited. You need to see the reviews that people are giving about this book. This book tells you about our traditional wedding, past, present, and future. The first of its kind. You can actually refer to this book as the encyclopedia of the Nigerian traditional wedding. Remember, I did not say the Yoruba traditional wedding. I'm talking about the Hausa, the Igbo. In fact, this book was reviewed by Igbo people. It was reviewed by Hausa. It was reviewed by doctors, by professors, by professionals, by, people are saying a lot of nice things about this book. Don't let them tell you the story. Get a copy and I will send the link out very soon. Okay, thank you so much, my beloved friend from way back, Mr. Ugoru. God bless you. And everybody else that is greeting us. Please, if you're online, let me know you're there. Don't just be quiet. If you don't say anything, I won't know you're there, oh people. Yay, let me know you're there. And remember to share the show. Okay, before we go on to today's topic, the topic of today, it get as it be. But before I let the cat out of the bag, let me just play this music. Then from there, we will go on to today's topic. Hey, people, I was worried. I said, shey, they will not stone me like this with this topic that I brought. So I hope they will not stone me, because that topic is a very sensitive one. Somebody has sent a request to join the show already. Please, sis, we will admit you after we introduce the show. Please do me a favor. Send the link and send the what is it called now? Send the request after we have introduced the show. So before we do, I'm just gonna quickly go straight to the music. You know that's my favorite part. After the music, I will introduce the topic so we can talk and people can send requests to be in the show. Okay, now let's go, people. If you're there, say something. Oh, ha. Say something. Let me know you're there. If you don't say anything, I won't know you're there. Please say something. Say something. God bless you. All right. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Hey, are you with me? Eh? Oh, yeah. Wait there. Hey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, let's give them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't forward the eru in a run. Yeah. Hey. Mi ò rí jò. Oh yeah, why are people not dancing now? Oh, don't do all this movement, so. Hey. Oh yeah. Yeah. Show them. Instagram, do you understand the music? Mo lè fi 10 million fẹ́. Tó tún rẹwà. Mo lè fi 10 million. Ó yá. Jẹ́rìí ẹ bá wa jó ẹ bá wa yọ. Àwa là ń lò wá lọ́jọ́ ayé. My beautiful wife. Ẹ̀sùn bàtà ẹ̀fí tó kẹ́. Kò sí ya. Wèrè lè kẹ́ mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ́. Àwọn àṣà tí wọ́n tún gbédè nìyẹn tó yóò ti lọ. Ìlú ìtuntun láti fẹ́ gbọ́. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ṣe rí pé yẹn tún le jù. Ó ní bóbìnrin bá dára bí òní wà. Ó bá gba kọ́bọ̀ kan àbọ̀ mi ò lè fẹ́. Bóbìnrin bá níwà tútù tó tún rẹwà. Mo lè fi 10 million fẹ́. Aláwọn ìyàwó wa lórí ètò yìí, àwọn gan dá sétò yìí. Wọ́n wòye tá a fi fẹ́ àwọn. You know what I'm saying? Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Ẹni kí la tún gbé wálé ní ayédáyé ọ̀làjú gẹ́gẹ́ bí orin ta máa ń kọ lórí ètò yìí nígbà gbogbo. Ó ní ọ̀làjú dé la wá gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjú ló mà dé ló di pé bá ṣe wá ń ṣayé bó ṣe wù wá. Ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of those that don't understand Yoruba, because I understand that this show is becoming more and more popular among people that don't speak Yoruba, but if you're African, you probably understand what I'm talking about tonight. When I was putting this topic up, I did say something. I said, I hope I don't get stoned with rubber slippers. Somebody's not going to throw me rubber slippers. And I said, what are you talking about? In this day and age, you're still mentioning things like this. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we want to discuss about what happened back in the days. It used to be a taboo. It used to be an abomination for a bride to be married and not be a virgin. It was a big deal. back those days, to the point that the bride price will be returned by the family. They will return the bride. It's fine. It was a show of shame back in the days. So now my question now tonight is, what happened? What happened to that culture? How come it is no longer compulsory for brides to be virgins? Now let's take it one after the other. Back in the days, what do you think? Do you think it makes sense for people to insist that a bride, a full-grown young lady that is about to get married, should be a virgin? Let's for the first answer that. Thank you so much, Mama Yodele Oguns. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Joyful Alaga, I can see you sent me a request. I'm not sure if this was, intentional or, but I'm going to accept it anyway. Maybe you can call me on this show on a phone on +447828500938. You can message me. You can leave your comment. First of all, let's talk about it. What do you think about that practice back those days? Does it make sense for people to be insisting a beautiful woman of age is about to get married and they insist that the person has to be a virgin? Does it make sense? What do you think about that practice? Because you know that a lot of our old practices are good. Some are not so good, honestly. I'm actually supporting some that should be eradicated, but some are good. What do you think about that practice of insisting that a bride must be a virgin? Let's first of all talk about that. What do you think? What are the advantages and disadvantages of that? Hey, look who is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, see fine face. See fine face. See face like butter. Hey, oh my gosh. Guess who is here, people? You one and only Joyful Alaga, all the way from that God's own country, United States of America. Nice to have you on the show, sis. How are you?
Hi, Ma.
God bless you. Nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate that. Yes, I've just thrown a question open. Somebody said, yes, the bride and groom should be virgin. It is biblical. Thank you so much. Auntie Abito says, it's a good idea. It makes her husband to appreciate and celebrate her. God bless you, ma. So now we're talking about back in the days. They insist that brides must be virgins before. In fact, when I was putting this topic on, because people have been telling me, I beg you, what are you talking about? But let's talk about back in the days first, sis. Joyful Alaga. Let's talk about the back in the days. What do you think about that practice? What are the things that you think are good about that practice, and what do you think are not so good about that practice of insisting that brides must be virgins back in the day? Do you think it's a good practice?
Yeah, it's a good practice because it will give more honor to the bride and she will be well respected in the family. And even biblical, the Bible asks us to keep our body as a holy sacrifice, which is acceptable. But this day, it only takes the grace of God. And we still have some dissent. And don't let me say that being not a virgin does not make them that they are not decent.
Mm-hmm.
They are decent as well. They are well okay. Mm-hmm. But in those days then, we believe it so much that they must meet you as a virgin. You have to be virgin. Then that is because if they didn't find her as a virgin, they're going to return the gifts back.
Okay.
And it's a disgrace to the family.
Okay.
And I still believe that some cultures still practice it.
Yeah.
Either they are or they still believe in it.
In it, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sis. Now let's talk about that punishment that they give to not just the couple. I mean the bride. That's
the bride.
It's the whole family. You know that any family that has a bride like that, it's like a taboo. It's like a show of shame, embarrassment, and everything. Yeah. So do you think that punishment is to me, I think that's a lot for the bride. What do you think about that? Do you think it's too much just for that? I mean, why should they? No, I don't know. I don't want to reach a verdict, but I'm just saying, what do you think about the level of punishment they give to the woman? Almost banished from the community. The embarrassment is forever.
Too much. That's condemnation. It's too much. So that's too much to me.
Mm.
But I would still say that because of the culture, traditionally. But when we take it to the religion, you can't condemn. We just have to.
Okay.
I mean, we have to question because you can't condemn her. Because assuming she's in a Christ, it's a new creation, then all things are passed away. So
I think I will support you on that.
Let them, or they should just banish them at all. No, that is
you are right, sis. Thank you ever so much. I really appreciate you calling into this show. I don't take it for granted, for seeing your very beautiful face on this show, and for contributing your amazing, beautiful self, ever humble woman here, the joyful Alaga. Thank you ever so much, sis. I will let you go so we can admit other people that might want to join us.
All right.
God bless you. My regards to the family. Thank you so much, sis. God bless you.
Welcome.
Please stay tuned. You can leave your comments, as we go. Thank you. God bless you. All right, sis. Okay, people. That's Joyful Alaga, all the way from US. She's one of our colleagues in the industry. Let me quickly read comments. People are leaving comments here. Yao Baba Tia ha. We never complete if you never arrive. God bless you, ma. Abito says correct. I think she was trying to back up what Joyful Alaga said. The Bukilisha says, na lie. In this day and age, men don't appreciate virginity again. They believe it gives them stress. Wow, it is well. Thank you. Yao Baba says, good to see you, Joyful Alaga. Yes, good to see her. Somebody said, thank you, Joyful. I'm trying to read comments. Instagram says, yes, people can still get married if they are not a virgin. No one knows how she was this virgin. Thank you. She may have been raped, thank you, in the past or recently converted to Christianity or Islam. Now, the thing about Yoruba tradition that I love, or should I say African tradition generally, we are very close to the Bible in so many ways. Because the Bible does not even permit us. The Bible says our body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. This is not a religious show, but at least I'm a Christian and I will go by what I believe in. The Yoruba Islam, people that are really, really into Islam as well, they don't believe in sleeping with your spouse before marriage. And I think it's good practice. It has its own advantages. It does have its own disadvantages. Now, let's talk about this issue that Instagram just mentioned, that okay, you give a woman punishment. Please remember, you can call me or you can ask to be in the show. Please, Emma Damida. +447828500938. If you're somewhere, maybe you're busy or you're driving or you want to leave a voice note, please send your voice note. I will play it here because some people are at work and so you can call, you can message me, you can send your message as a text, or you can you can leave a voice note to tell me whatever you think about this topic we're discussing today, because some of these things, like as I said, some of the practices in the past are really good. I'm in support of them, but some are not so good. We need to abort and eradicate them. Now, listening to what this sister of mine says on Instagram, she said, what about if she was raped? People could be victims of circumstances, and now you are disgracing her. And I think in my own point as well, I'm wondering, no woman can disvirgin herself now. So what happened to the man that disvirgin her? Where is that man in all of this? Don't keep me here by myself. I just want us to discuss about that. Do you think that was a balanced judgment by making sure they disgrace the woman? As I've said, this woman did not, it could possibly be this virgin arena. So what happened? Where is the man? So, I mean, what do we think that was a balanced judgment? People, please, let's talk. Do you think it's a balanced judgment for, to disgrace the woman, to embarrass her family? They even have names. Please, if you know the names that they used to call this kind of women in Yoruba land, I don't know about other tribes, but I know there are some names, very, terrible names they used to call them back in the days. A woman that is found married without being a virgin, they call them all sorts of names. If you know any of those names, you can put it up for me. When everybody is quiet, me, I feel like running away. I feel like running away looks like I'm in a ghost town. So I would love to hear from you. Some people are on Facebook and I've not heard them leave a comment. Somebody said, Ekweto, thank you so much. Please, that's all answer. And remember that the line is also open. Plus 447828 plus 44 plus 447828500938. And remember that you can also leave us a comment. I will read your comments out on the show, or you can send a request to be. You see that my sister that's requested to be in the show, you can show your face, and if you don't want to show your face, you can just show a background. Maybe if you think you're not presentable to face people, all I want to hear is your voice. And also you can leave us a voice note to say, yeah, you can leave a voice note to say to hear your opinion on this matter. Yes. Joyful Alaga, she said some of these names are broken pots. Yes, they will call them broken pots. They will call them names, they will condemn them, they will shame them, they will embarrass them, they will actually almost banish them. Even the family, their own family will also reject them. They call them broken pots, broken basket, jadi, all those kind of names. I I love that idea that women should keep themselves. Now, let's talk about what are those advantages that we may see in a woman that keeps herself till the marriage night. Or should we just talk about both of them? Now, keeping yourself, even Bible says our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. The Bible even told us to flee fornication. So we're not just talking about what happened in the past, even in the Bible as well. We were asked to keep ourselves and to keep our bodies. Now let's talk about some advantages of these things. The song I played, that song says, bóbìnrin bá dára tí ò níwà, ó bá gba kọ́bọ̀ kan àbọ̀ mi ò lè fẹ́. What about tọkùnrin bá dára tí ò bá níwà? Why is it always about women? I'm sorry, I'm not a feminist, but some things are just not yeah, that's what somebody just said. Now let me read what Iroyayo says. Iroyayo says gender inequality, I believe that's what she wanted to say, have been from time ago. While the woman is punished and disgraced for such an act, men who are the perpetrators are left untouched. In fact, to me, what this woman has just said is the only annoying thing about that practice that I don't like. Is the only thing that I don't like about that. Somebody must have, it's just like a woman getting pregnant. Somebody must have put you in the family way. It takes two to tango when it comes to what we're talking about tonight. How can we measure a man that is a virgin? How do you can measure a woman that is a virgin or is not a virgin? Oh yeah, everybody. How do we measure a man? How can I be able to tell if a man is a virgin or not? How? Gender inequality is so painful that women have to be disgraced. And as someone has said earlier as well, sometimes this thing is as a result of rape. Some people are raped by even members of the family. Some people are taken advantage of. Sorry, there are some names we shouldn't be mentioning online because Facebook will soon say they are hearing some words we shouldn't be saying. Some people are taken advantage of, and then they get to find themselves in this situation, and now the woman is being disgraced openly. What about the man that put her in that situation? Thank you so much, Iroyayo, for that contribution. It's a very good one. I am 100% in support of women keeping themselves. Okay, virgin before. Okay, fine. If it has happened, it has happened and it has happened. Why should it be the woman that should be the only one to be punished? That's what Iroyayo is saying to us. Thank you so much for joining us, sis. TKM, nice to see you here. God bless you. So, people, how do we ensure that it's like Instagram says, you can't prove it for men. It's she said it's so annoying. There's no way you're going to be able to measure that this person has been with a woman, but it's easy to measure. Hey, Sister Titi Adeoye, thanks for joining. It's easy to measure that a woman has been with a man, and as a result of her being with a man, she is being tagged, and she's being put to shame, she's being embarrassed, she's being almost banished from the village, from the community. They call her all sorts of names. Not just her, but every member of her family. I can imagine how, I don't even know what word to use. For people that have been through that in those days, it must have been really devastating. It must be a very terrible situation that they put them. And if we were to look at it from the Bible, like somebody has mentioned in Bible, from the Bible perspective, God does not support adultery or fornication. But then if it happens, God will take that person back. Remember the woman that was caught in the act. They wanted to stone that woman. But what about the man? Up to today, I still ask myself that question about the Bible. They wanted to stone this woman for not, for committing adultery. They were about to stone her. And then I was wondering, okay, where is the man? Where is the man that put her through? Okay, let's leave that. Let's leave the past. Let's move on to now. When I posted this topic, a lot of people were responding. One of the things that somebody said to me is that, how are you supposed to know if the man is okay or not? Let's talk about it now. Is it still safe? Is it safe? Is it safe for a woman? Thank you, Oluwatoyin Sumola. Happy Tuesday to you as well. Is it safe? Is it safe for women to keep themselves, or should I say no sex before marriage? Is it safe nowadays? How safe is this? What are the advantages nowadays and what are the disadvantages? Because when I posted this topic, people messaged me. I sent it to a group of people on broadcast. People were sending me all sort of messages that Nibo, how would I do it nowadays? And I will get home and realize that So, do we think it's still realistic for a woman for women to keep themselves, or to say, okay, even a man, because some men are very disciplined. Oh yeah, madam, please, I need responses from you. I know that people are wondering, you took and all of that. But we need to respond to this, because somebody somewhere will be able to learn from this. Does it still make sense for couples? Let me not just say women, to say, okay, I don't want to touch you, I don't want you to touch me before marriage. Somebody said, call me old school, but I still think it's the safest thing to do. Thank you so much. You're not old school, that's just you. And I think, and I'm sure that will be one or two people as well that share from your school of thought. Somebody left a message on my Instagram page and said, how if you don't test it, how would you know if the person is good enough for you? Hey, Ejo, how many people share that opinion? Testing to know if that person is good enough for you. Somebody said biblical is good. Thank you. Biblical speaking, it's good. Somebody said there is still STDs out there to worry about as well. So to be safe from STDs, you should think which people should abstain. Okay. Biblically, it is good. TKM said it is the ideal thing. I'm from that school of thought as well. Call me old school. I'm actually from that school of thought. I believe you should keep yourself. But some people would argue these things, and you would almost want to go for this argument. Now, let's talk about this person that left a message and said, how would you know if this person is good enough for you? Let's deviate a little bit. Let's talk about that. He said, how would you know if this person is good enough for you? And the person is talking about, what about if the person does not have any action? Hey, please, what do you think? This topic is a little bit, some mommy geos are on this show, they don't want to talk, But let's talk about this. There might be a single person out there who will be learning from this. Of course, disadvantages, STDs is still out there. And if the person wants it with you personally, I believe you don't know how many people the person will want it with, So that's another thing that one wants to think about. Now, let's talk about this issue of good enough for you. How will I know if this person is good enough for me? Let's talk about it. Are we meant to be doing test run? So if that one is not good, I leave that one. Somebody said, action call, action need. Meaning, forget about it. Okay, now let's talk on a more serious note. Let's talk about somebody that said, how would you know if somebody is good enough for you if you don't touch them before marriage? I'm going to say what I feel about that, but I want us to talk about that first. What do you think about that statement? How will I know? I can't just assume that the person will be okay. Oh. I can't just assume that the person will be good. Oh. Let's talk about it, people. Thank you for joining by Ashabi. Oh yeah, people, I want to hear from you because I'm about to say what I think about that particular comment. I want to say my own opinion about it, but usually I don't. But I would love to because it would be nice to talk about it. Let me take this call that's coming in. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the show. You're on Eto Igbeyawo. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Toyin. I'm calling one from Watford.
Oh, God bless you. Thanks for joining the show, sis. Did you hear the topic?
Yeah. I think because we need to do some tests before we meet together because sometimes you never know. Maybe the man is impotent, and then if according to the Christian religion or whatever. So if you don't test the man, at the end of the day, you marry the man. At the end of the day, you find out that it's impotent. What can we go about it? We can't go anything because even to divorce that time, it won't be too fast or too quick. So that's the reason why both of you have to be agreed to go and do a lot of tests, HIV tests, any test, and know what you call it as well, the blood group, whatever, before you meet each other for any test. After that, you can know maybe you want to stay with the man or you want to stay with the woman.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you for that powerful contribution. I appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you for calling. God bless you. That is Sister Toyin Sumola telling us that reason why she thinks yes, she said the reason why she think that people should try and meet up with your spouse before wedding is what if, and everybody's always about what if the person is impotent and then you now marry the person and the person is not, and somebody has just said what's in my mind. TKM says, so if the person is not okay, are you going to keep trying or what? You're going to keep trying and trying. Okay, this one is not okay. Okay, I try another one. This one is not okay. I try another one. And who says that impotency cannot happen along the line? Someone that is very, very active now, who says that things cannot happen, health issues can occur that can cause the person not to be as active as they are. So thank you so much for that. But that's your own opinion, and I'm not condemning your opinion. As I say on this show, I don't come here to tell people, no, you're not supposed to do it like that. This is not how to do it. This is how to do it. No, nope. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to hear my opinion and to hear from you. As I always say to us, Mama Sonny gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé èmi ò Olúbùnmáyà Òṣìbẹ̀rù mi ò wá bí láti wá sọ fún báyìí la ṣe máa ṣe báyìí ṣe. Àníkẹ́ sọ tí yín kémi náà sọ tèmi. Kájọ mú ìmọ̀ papọ̀, kájọ kọ́gbọ́n, kájọ gbé àṣà àti ṣe Yorùbá àti ṣe Áfíríkà ká gbé lárugẹ. Ká dẹ̀ fún àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn something for them to follow on, not to mislead them, And that's one of the things, again, she said something very, very important as well. That's Mrs. Oluwatoyin Sumola. She said that sometimes maybe medical check, which we've had as a topic on this show before. In fact, recently I wanted to bring it back. After we finish this series of talking about what used to happen in the past, I'm probably going to bring that back. So there's some tests that you should do, and that's what they used to do back in the days as well. Proper and thorough investigation about that person. It will be good, but not until you enter the bed with that person. Not until you enter the bed with that person. That's my own opinion, but I'm not imposing my opinion on anybody. Instagram says, I agree you need to do medical tests before marriage, but not test drive. It is a car. Test drive it. Okay, I don't like this one. Put it down. Another car. And they call something body count. When it comes to women, we can't afford certain things. There are some things that men will get away with that women cannot get away with. That's another thing we should put in mind. Let me read what Iroyayo says. Iroyayo says, when it comes to our topic tonight, even after all tests, the action is what we can refer to as Oja Okunkun. Whatever you meet in it, you adjust or do something to help it out. when it comes to the issue of marriage, even when you test run, sometimes you can never. I think that's what this person is trying to tell us. Sometimes testing it does not guarantee that things are going to be 100% perfect. Things do happen. Unexpected happen. Things that you think you have tested and tried and tested and tried. You know, as I said earlier, what about if sickness occurs or situations occurs and the person suddenly cannot do what they're not supposed to do? So test run, like somebody said, may not be the or test drive may not be the best, solution. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that on this show we talk about traditional weddings generally, and also we talk about issues that pertain to marriage and life, married life generally. And as I said to us, we are here to learn. It's a very good conversation that we are having tonight, this evening, because we hear a lot about teenage pregnancies. We hear a lot about unwanted pregnancies nowadays. And if it were back in the days, we hardly woman life. Somebody said you will not be able to tell nowadays whether somebody is a man or a woman. So because of that, she has to check. But I think my response to that person was you can check other ways, not necessarily by getting in bed with that person. So I don't know if anybody else has any contrary opinion. I think it's a little bit quiet. Let's just dance to the music we had earlier. Let's just dance to that music while I'm waiting for other people to contribute to this show. I always love to hear from people. If I don't hear from you, I'll just play music for the next 2-3 minutes and then we'll come back to this topic. It's so important that we have a thorough discussion on this topic. All those people that were stoning me with rubber slippers when I posted this, where are they? People that were saying, somebody said that's deception. Yeah, that's deception. People that pretend to be women and they are not, obviously that's deception. May the Lord help us. And obviously one of other things that we discussed previously on this show was about finding out before the day, which was one of the old practices of African traditional wedding. And even also get this book. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about how our marriage used to be, the evolution of Nigerian traditional marriage. Back in the days, all these things are not possible. They cannot happen because you will not even be the one to go and do the investigation. Somebody will be appointed on both sides to go and do the investigation and find out. And that's why we had a lot of successful marriages back in the days compared to now. Okay, let's just play this music and dance before we move on. I know people are busy, but please don't forget you can send us a message on WhatsApp +447825000938, or you can leave a voice note if you're busy. That's one thing I noticed. A lot of people are busy. They are somewhere where they can't call in, where they can't talk. They will leave their voice note and I can play it out for people to see. Yes, exactly. We had less divorce back in the days, not anymore. Okay, let's play this our music again. Hey, come on. Yeah. Where's Mama Yodele Ogunso? My YouTube people, can you hear my music? Fabulous Funky, the latest baby girl. Hey, alright, come on. Everyone join now. Only Fabulous Funky is dancing. FATCB, hey, Mama Yodele. Hey, ijó yìí náà ni. Hey, Bukky Licious. Gbogbo bọ́ìsì náà pàtẹ́wọ́. Wá. lè fi 10,000 fẹ́.
Obìnrin kan níwà tútù
Tọ́jú rẹwà.
mo lè fi 1,000 fẹ́. Jayéjayé ẹ bá wa jó ẹ bá wa yọ̀. Àwa là ń lò gbà lọ́jọ́ ayé gbogbo.
Ìgbà má ṣe lò wá láyé kárí lè ga.
Jayéjayé ẹ sàtà ẹ fi jó bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kò síyà.
Wèrè lè kó mo fẹ́ tẹ̀ mọ́. Àwọn àṣà tí wọ́n tún dédé nìyẹn.
Sọ̀rọ̀ yóò ti lọ.
Ìní tuntun la tún fẹ́ gbọ́.
Okay now, my people, that was some nice music from the past, from the days of our fathers, and that's from the legend, Alhaji Haruna Oshola. May his soul rest in peace. And I got answer no ni kódà gbogbo nǹkan ló ti yí padà, orin ti yí, ìlú gan ti change. The way we do things nowadays is totally different from what we used to do in the past. But it still doesn't stop the fact that some things are good, some are not. And I don't think we should shock all our practices, all the good practices. I don't think we should shock it in the bin. You know, ọ̀làjú dé ni ayé fi dàbí pé ó fẹ́ dorí kodò. Some people will look at you as if you're talking gibberish. And now let's talk about this issue that we're talking about, the fact that people preserve themselves before marriage, whether male or female. There are some men that are still preserving themselves up till now, that will not sleep with any woman until married. We still have them out there. And we still have women that will preserve themselves and keep themselves till the marriage night. Now, the table has turned. Back in the days, those women that they don't keep themselves, they get embarrassed. But you know that nowadays the other way around. In fact, it's always becoming an embarrassment for any woman at certain age to, in fact, at age 13 nowadays, when virgin it's not possible. Yeah, and if people find out that you are for real at certain age, they laugh at you. They make fun of you. They embarrass you. In fact, it has gotten to a point where young people who are of marriageable age, people who are yet to be married, people who are, close to marriageable age, people who are, old enough to be married, even teenagers, it has gotten to a point where it's almost a worse level of embarrassment for them to say they are virgins compared to back in the days when people will say, I don't know how to put it, the embarrassment, as in embarrassment on fún àwọn ọmọ ìsìn tí wọ́n bá preserve ara wọn, ìwé ìtọ́jú máa fi wọ́n ṣe lèdè, ìtọ́jú máa fi wọ́n rìn, tí wọ́n máa fi wọ́n ṣe ẹlẹ́yà, ó wọ́ọ̀sì ju irú ẹlẹ́yà tó máa fi hàn ṣe tí ó bá jẹ́ wípé èèyàn fẹ́ ìyàwó dé lórí pé kò wà virgin back in the days. What happened? Fine. Oh, thank you so much, Alhaja Sumbo Alabi. God bless you. I want to see you looking hot. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for joining T-School Adventure event. Thank you so much for joining. Bookilicious, I need to hear your voice in this matter. Fine. Some people believe it. Well, I hate to let you virgin gone. I beg go. It's no longer in vogue and all of that. Now, should people be embarrassed for keeping themselves? Let's talk about that. I'm going to leave that open. I want to hear from you. Should people be embarrassed because they kept themselves? How can we encourage the young ones that still believe that I should keep myself? Because a lot of people are actually forcing themselves into sleeping with people just because they are afraid of being laughed at. Show your Koribe. I mean, that's the one that really hurts me most. When you see young people saying, oh, in this day and age, they call them names, they call them all sort of names. The embarrassment is huge, and the humiliation is huge for young people, whether male or female, that keep themselves and they prefer not to be involved in sexual activities before marriage. So how do you encourage kids like that? How do you tell them that there's nothing wrong in you keeping yourself? I mean, fine, the society we live in nowadays, it is no longer a big deal for a young person to have met their spouse before marriage. Nowadays, people believe it should be done for all sorts of reasons. People have been saying a lot of things. Somebody said you have to do it. What if the person is impotent? So you have to try it. What if the person is impotent? Which personally, I don't have any argument with that person, but I personally still believe that is not the way to go about it. Somebody said, thank you so much, Kamosi. We've missed you. Nice to have you on the show. Good evening. God bless you. Shegun or Gabi, thank you for joining. Andre, thank you for joining. Now let's talk about how can we, as a society, as a people, how can we ensure that young people don't get embarrassed for keeping their bodies, for keeping themselves for the marriage night? Because it has gone that bad nowadays. Back in the days, it was an embarrassment for you to have slept with anybody before your marriage. But nowadays, it is another huge embarrassment for you not to have done anything with any man before my. They will laugh at you, they will humiliate you, they will call you name, they will call you wimp, they will call you all sort of names. And because of that, a lot of young people are ignorantly and out of trying to fit into the society, to fit into the norms, they just make themselves available because they don't want to be laughed at. Hey Joe, please again, I need you to talk on this one because we have a lot of young people, teenagers that are still growing up, and you're trying to encourage them to keep themselves and all of that, and yet they have a society where they get embarrassed, they get told off, they get almost laughed at for still keeping themselves. Enjoying Obi parents on this show, please let's talk about what we can do to support those kind of young people that prefer to preserve themselves until the marriage night. Please let's talk. Thank you so much, ma. Auntie Yemi Ogunjimi, and congratulations on your birthday yesterday. We wish you a very happy birthday from all of us at Eto Igbeyawo, one of our diehard fans. And also we celebrate the amazing Funky for 40th celebration during the week as well. We celebrate you, sis. Many happy returns. God bless you. Okay, people, I want to hear from you. Emma Dakeo. I know this video will get to so many places. I don't want to be the one talking. I love to hear from other people as well. We're talking about why is virginity no longer necessary, no longer made compulsory for brides nowadays. We've talked about a lot of things, for those of us that are just joining, people have said a lot of things. Maybe if you watch this from the beginning, you will hear what people have said. People have called in and give their reasons for not doing it. Now, how do we encourage young people that refuse to let themselves out there? Because ó ti fẹ́ máa di nǹkan tìjú fún àwọn yẹn pé at this day and age you're still keeping yourself. They even embarrass them. They don't want to talk about it. How can we encourage such kids? Instagram, she says, I think you need to tell them about the pros and cons. Also ask them questions. Ask them to questions their why. Also ask them to, yeah. So people, basically what we are saying here tonight is we need to reassure those kind of kids or those kind of young people that there is absolutely nothing wrong with them, because the society is making them feel awkward. The society is making them feel horrible. That hey, you are 20, you have not been they laugh at them, they call them names. See, Lord have mercy. It shouldn't be like that. Fine, those that want to do it, let them do it. It's up to them. But anybody that decide to preserve themselves should not feel bad. They should not be meant to feel bad for doing that. And like somebody has said, we need to talk to them, tell them about the pros and cons, the importance of keeping yourself, the fact that somebody is doing it, or people are doing it, or many people are doing it, or majority of the people are doing it, does not still make it right. So we need to actually carry those young ones along. Mommy Ogun says it's actually a reflection of the moral decadence we have now. Yeah, it's really sad. It's really, I personally, it hurts so much when I see young people being embarrassed for keeping themselves. I feel so bad for them. The society does not only not encourage them to preserve themselves, they even make them feel bad for keeping themselves. It shouldn't be like that. Fine, if you want to do it, it's up to you, it's entirely up to you. And it is still Christianly, I'm a Christian, I would always talk from the Christian perspective. And I have siblings who are, I have, my mom is an Alaja, I'm from a Muslim family. My siblings, they believe in the Islamic way of doing things. And obviously, some Islamic people are very strict as well. You will never see them sleeping around until after marriage. So, somebody said pressure is one of the problems. People, yes, that's what we are saying. People, they put pressure on these young ones, make them look bad, make them feel bad, make them that they are wimp. Anyone laju. Ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, báwo ni bíbáyọ̀ sùn ṣe jẹ́ definition of ọ̀làjú? I don't understand it. You know, if you want to do it, it's up to you. You should never ever make anyone that prefer to preserve themselves, you should never make them feel bad or make them feel less important just for that. And I would encourage people out there, please let us do whatever we can to support these young ones and say to them, you haven't done anything wrong in keeping yourself. It's absolutely okay to keep yourself until the marriage night. So it is our practice. Ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, it is still our practice. Nǹkan tá gbọ́njú bá ni. And I know it's not just Yoruba, it's common among the African countries, it's common among the other parts of Nigeria as well, that back in the days you have to preserve yourself. There's a way you will even get to see. I saw a video recently and I sent it to people where the bride was actually openly celebrated for keeping herself. I think I sent the video to many people. The bride was openly celebrated for keeping herself, which is why I believe what I believe that people should be encouraged. There's nothing wrong with that. You may not openly celebrate you, but you shouldn't feel bad for doing so. Mommy says we should keep talking about the right thing. Yes, ma'am. Even if we sound odd, thank you, ma. Pray for our young ones and encourage them. Thank you so much, ma. Please, let's put it out there. Let us do our best. Don't let us be among the people that will discourage young people from keeping themselves. What is right is what is right, like Mama Oyededogun has said. Let's keep talking about what is right. Let's encourage people to preserve. Because even nowadays, do you know how many kids die in the process of, okay, they said I should do it and I've done it and I've become pregnant and I want to get rid of it so that my parents won't be disappointed, or so that I won't be nursing babies, and they get rid of the pregnancy. Many of them die in the process. Many of them lose their womb in the process. A lot of things happen in the process. So I personally always say on this show, I'm not here to tell you how to run your own life, but I'm still a fan and advocate of keeping yourself till after marriage, and I will continue to advocate for that, for as many that we want to. But obviously, if you don't want to, that's absolutely up to you. Because nowadays, you even see couples living together before marriage. We're going to talk about that very soon on this show, maybe next episode, talking about what is wrong, what is right about living together before marriage. You're just a fiance or girlfriend or whatever, already playing the role of housewife. What are the advantages and disadvantages of it? Mommy, Sister Sumbo said they should be proud of themselves and they should be encouraged. They are the real idon. Yes, to be decent is good. Discipline is good. It's good discipline and should be celebrated. Thank you so much, ma. Basically, tonight what we are talking about is our past. Our practice back in the days. There are some of them that are really, really, really good that I think we should encourage. And and there are some that we probably will want to eradicate. We have some practices that are not really the best that probably we need to eradicate, but there are some that are quite good. And I think one of them is the fact that as a woman or as a man, you should keep yourself until the marriage night. The only issue I have with the past one is the fact that they embarrass the woman for not keeping herself without investigating the man that put her in that situation so that they can both be punished together. And that's why I always say to women, there's a Yoruba saying, say, if a woman we as they come out, they go. How do you say it in English? And a man is win and us is working. One will be worse than the other. Now, and that's why women, we should be more careful. And that does not give any man the privilege or the audacity to just be messing around with any girl and say, kusento mamo. People even call something body count. What is that? So please, ladies and gentlemen, I think we should encourage our young ones as much as we can still do it. Yeah, that's the video. The video. The woman was openly celebrated. Openly celebrated. She was openly celebrated. I'm sure some of us have seen that video. The woman was openly celebrated for keeping herself until marriage now, and that's not. You can hear the sound. That's not from Nigeria. That's from another part of the world. That probably they are Asians from the music they are playing there. So it's not something that has to do with Nigerians alone. It's not something that has to do with Christianity alone. It is moral. It is morally, sound, and we should promote morals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome, awesome, awesome evening. Some people are still wondering. I'm still wondering why some people have not get a copy of this book. Please get yourself a copy of this book if you want to know more about our traditional marriage, about our practices, our traditional wedding rites, what it used to be back in the days, what it is, and what it's going to be in the future, the way we are going, the evolution of Nigerian traditional weddings, past, present, and future. I'm going to share the link to be able to buy it, off Amazon and so many other ebook platforms. You can also order the paperback from Amazon as well. It will be good, and a few people have got this copy for me just to send as wedding gifts. Somebody actually asked me, please, can you buy a card and help me to address it and send it to the couple, because the person is having an interracial marriage. The bride is white and the groom is black, and she said I should help her to package it and send it to them. And trust me, the review has been fantastic. So I'm going to release the link very soon. It's been a very, very fantastic, fantastic evening, ladies and gentlemen. On this show, we would always come here to tell us things, to bring topics that we can discuss on, that can favor, that can, that we can learn from, that our generations can learn from, and generations to come can learn from. I believe that even after we have gone, some of these things will still be here for people to learn. I would encourage people out there, please support any young person that want to preserve themselves. Don't condemn them. Don't make them feel bad. And if there is anyone that has done it on purpose or whatever, we shouldn't condemn them as well. Jesus Christ never condemned the woman they are caught in the act of adultery. And even from the scripture said, we've always seen that women are always, they bear more consequences than men. Look at that woman with caught in the act of adultery. Till today, I'm still wondering, where is the man that they caught her with? The man was not in the picture at all. It was the woman. And that's why we need to be more careful, as women. Well, this is where we're going to have to put a stop to this show. It goes so fast. I'm so fast. I want to really appreciate everybody once again for coming on this show. You come every single week. Till today, I ask myself all the time, if it is you, can you really be this loyal and committed? I don't take this for granted, ladies and gentlemen. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà, gbogbo àwọn tó bá wa dá sétò, gbogbo àwọn tó bá wa tán pè wọlé, gbogbo àwọn tó máa ń wá síbí ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tí ẹ jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ wa kó sú yín. Ẹ tún bá wa dá sí, ẹ tún kọ comment sórí show yẹn, lómi àtún pè wọlé. I'm so grateful. Ó máa ń wuni ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé ká jẹran pẹ́lẹ́ ni, àmọ́ òun fa ọ̀nà fún kò ń gbà fún wa. Ní ibi báyìí la máa tún fi àdàgbà ètò yìí la máa tún fi rọ̀ sílé ní lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Àmọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ ní ọ̀sẹ̀ọ̀sẹ̀, èmi Olúwabùnmi Ayọ̀ Òṣìbẹ̀rù lílọ ni mò ń lọ yìí. Ogun ó lọ kò dé, kò ní bá mi. Ogun ó dé kò bá wọn, kò ní bá yín lágbára Ọlọ́run. A ní mò ń gbàdúrà wípé ayọ̀, àlàáfíà, ìdùnnú àti ẹ̀mí gígùn tí mo fẹ́ fi yín sí lénìí, òun náà ni mo tún máa padà wá bá yín lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Àní kúkú rewerewe, àní bá wọn kúkú ọ̀wọ̀. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Wọ́n á fàsìkò sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forí gún, èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o. Mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next week by the grace of God.
Yes, love, traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ ń retí rẹ̀.
Thank you, Alaja Sunko.
Yes, love, traditional wedding. Ẹ̀kún lóríṣiríṣi mélòdì ìṣèwé. Yes, love, traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Yes, love, traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Yes, love, traditional wedding. Ètò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ traditional wedding ó lọ lọ́wọ́.
Come on, leave them.
Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Yes, love, traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó kọ́ ní lọ́gbọ́n. Yes, love, traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram, every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook,
everybody. God bless you. Yemi Ogujimi. Bye. See you next week by God's grace. Bye bye. Thank you.